So I've just noticed the whole time there I've been on mute. That's brilliant. Anyway, I've run through the grid. You didn't hear it. I did. Maybe. Who knows? Don't know. Off we go. Let's go to the game cameras quickly. Let's have a quick look. Still got the lead. So there's a dive in down inside there from Spectre. He's up to 4th. Bradders is there in 6th. He might have a look at Renault as well. Drew in the background 7th. Looks dicey behind. Renault ain't going to give this up though. Carrick does get a bit of a lead. Barcode stings it down the inside. He's got in front of Solar for 2nd place. Let's go further back. Let's see what's going on further down the field. Let's go on board with 15th OTR Darken. Here he is. He's got Jonesy, just got in front of Jonesy for 15th. There's It's a Fan 16th. Let's jump up to the hairpin, go on board with Bradders as they come out. Renault, Solar, Spectre. It's all getting a bit dicey already. Spectre and Renault. Bradders may have a look. Not quite. Who we've got in behind? Just MRT Dual. Just there. GTR Turbo tucked in behind as well. Oh, contact between Solar and Spectre. Solar's off. Solar in the gravel. We've got literally 3 wide behind us. Red line Turbo Dual. This is doing Barcode and Carried a big favour. Contact, red line's out. Who was caught up in that? To say, let's go back to Jonesy 15th. He might have a better view of. I almost said 15th. Red line's dropped back to 16th. Turbo was caught up in 13th. Solar we know got caught up with Spectre. He's down in 12th. Difficult start for a few of them. Let's go further up. Let's go to Bradders in 5th. To go around Spectre. We'll have the inside possibly. Renault's up into 3rd now. Renault so much later on the brakes then. Bradders gets in front of Spectre. How many will pit first lap? Spectre looking back at Bradders. Side by side as they cross the lap to start lap 2. Let's go up the front. Let's see Bradders and Jules in 6th. Just behind, and there's Bullet in 7th, 8th McMoby, 9th Dark and 10th. Which are quickly, then It's a Fan, Red Line's in 12th. In the pits came Turbo, Anonymous, Solar and Jones. Not particularly surprised. Let's go up front, see what's going on between Barcode and Carried. Barcode currently leading the series. This is the first race for Carried. 2 very original paint jobs there, Barcode and Carried. One's red, one's pink and one's yellow. With some stickers. Bit of a hectic start again, gotta be said. But difficult, there's a lot of guys the same pace here. Still with Jewel, there's Bullet just behind. Let's go, what's that, 4 cars pitted. Solar's got in front of Turbo, Anonymous and Jonesy. Spectre up in 4th. He's still looking on the back of Renault. Let's go further. Let's go back to OTR It's a Fan. Red line behind. This is an OTR line. Got 11th It's a Fan, Darken, Quickly, McMoby. 8th, 9th and 10th. 11th all filled by OTR. Around the last corner to start lap 3. Darken dives into the pits. Let's go back to Spectre in 4th. Having a good battle with Renault. Going on, so lap 3 of 11. see who else pitted. Did anyone else pit? Red Lion and Darken both pitted. Let's see where they come out. Let's go back to Anonymous in 15th. It's ahead of Red Lion. Darkened just out in front of Turbo. He is. Let's go up to Bullet in 7th. Looks like there's a... Not really, they're filtered out again. Nice livery there for SVR Bullet as he is now. Bullet and Red Line joined SVR in the week. Go to Turbo in 13th. In a battle now, that's another nice livery there. I like that. Yep, all over the back of OTR Darken. Race 2 as always was a top 10 reverse. So I definitely got some pace. Looks down the inside of Darken. Late on the brakes, makes it stick. Nice clean pass there. GTR Turbo. Very nice. Anonymous now in the background looking at Darken as well. Turbo through. Solar's managed to get a bit of a gap. He needs to find himself. Well, he's got clean air. He needs to use it. Let's go up to what we've got. But let's go up to Job in 6th. Looking at the back of Bradders who's in 5th. Side by side, not quite. Bradders would have inside line. I know Bradders is very good at defending from the Volvo series and the M3s. Switches back to the outside. Dual runs. Clearly not got track mark limits on, but there you go. Whatever. Up to Spectre and Renault. So losing a little bit of time there. Go back to 7th place Bullet. He seems to be getting onto the back of Joel and Brad as he is. Places McMoby 9th quickly. Got a disconnection. I hope not. No. Well, Jules tap Bradders there. Should let him recover. Does. Let's go up to Jules. All over the back end of Bradders. Sticks it down the inside. Can he make it stick? Just about. Bradders will come under attack from Bullet as well. McMoby tucked in behind as well. Further up, Spectre still close to Renault. There's a good battle for the lead though, not looked at. Barcode and carried. Lap 4:11. Still ahead of Bradders, then Bullet, McMoby. Quickly, It's a Fan. Solar's pitted, as is Turbo, Darken, Anonymous, Red Line, Jonesy back at 16th. Let's jump back on board with this little four-way fight, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. As Bullet pits, not bad on this, got to Bradders in 6th place then. Paul's managed to pull away a little bit. I think McMoby pitted as well, we did. So McMoby and Bullet in the pits. Solar coming round now. Let's see if he can jump these two. Got a bit of a gap back to Turbo now. But Solar does get in front of Bullet. What does it? Let's have a look. Let's go on to Bullet in 10th. Comes out just behind Solar. McMoby rejoins behind as he was. But McMoby is in front. The other guys that have pitted. Battle for the lead. Not sure what's happening in C lobby. By the sounds of things, they've just started. think it was all a bit late, but there you go. So battle for the lead still. Carried and Barcode. Will they put on the same lap? Probably. Game camera for a little while. Just run down the order of the grid, or the race we say. Carried leading, Barcode second, third is Renault, got a bit of a lead now on Spectre in fourth, fifth is Jules, sixth is Bradders, seventh is Quickly, eighth it's a fan. These top eight yet to pit. Nissola in 9th, 10th for Bullet, 11th McMoby, 12th GTR Turbo, 13th Darkham, 14th Anonymous, 15th Redline Jonesy, 16th. These are the guys that have pitted. On the back of Barcode, still over the back of Carrick. Will he send it into turn 2? Quiet. And these two might just drive around, knock out the front row. Nice 1-2. That's exactly what Barcode got last week. Finished the first race. But he won the first race. Second race he finished in P2. He's going to send it into the hairpin. No. Let's go further back. Looks like we've got a little bit of a tussle here in 15th with Redline. Yeah, all over the back of Anonymous. Dark and just up there in the distance. Jonesy just there behind. I'm looking for any way possible around Anonymous, who's not an easy person to overtake. Anonymous puts his car in all the right places. What we've got, Solar 7th, 8th. Oh, so Jules did pit. Jules back out the pits just in front of Bullet, tucked in behind Solar. So yet to pit is still It's a Fan, Bradders, Spectre, Renault, Barcode and Carried. Still in a good fight. Let's look at Jules up behind Solar. The Solar, I think, Solar went off contact with Spectre on the first lap, and then there was contact between GTR Turbo. I think Redline was caught up in that as well. At that corner we've just been through. We're getting closer. Solar ain't had it easy again, to be fair. Car's in the pits. Who is in the pits? Looks like, is it Bradders in the pits? I don't know. It is, no, Bradders ain't in the pits. Games likes to lie. Is it It's a Fan? Not It's a Fan either. Arco pits. But will he stay? Well, it depends on when Carried comes in. Arco may get a bit of clean air. Interesting to see if he comes out in front of Solar still. It easily does. Barcode out. Solar not even at turn 1 yet. Gaps. Form everywhere near the back. Carried still leads in second is Renault, third Spectre, fourth Bradders, fifth It's a Fan. They've yet to pit with 4 laps to go. It's probably still the closest fight between Jules and Solar. Redline just there in the background. Let's go back to Turbo. 11th with a bit of a gap back to Quickly, Darken, Anonymous, Redline and Jonesy. It's fair to say that Turbo is in a big OTR sandwich. He's got McMoby in front and then 1, 2, 3, 4 OTRs behind. Go back to Jules in 8th. Solar's managed to pull away a little bit. Bullet's there in the background. Not much happening at the minute. That has to be said. All spread out a little bit. So with that, let's have a little flick through every car. There's Jonesy in 16th. Saying that, Redline and Anonymous are quite close in front. Well, Jonesy's running a SVR Jonesy with a WR paint job. Okay. Interesting. Up to Redline in 15th. There he is, just joined SVR. Congrats to him. Stuck in front of him. OTR Anonymous in 14th. Let's see, someone in the pits. Spectre. Got a feeling he may rejoin, possibly in and around dual Spectre. Let's go and have a look. Spectre is on the move. Well, crosses along the start lap 8. So does dual. Spectre might have gone way out in front of him. He has. Spectre safely back out in 6th. Distance between him and Solar. So Carriage still leads. Renault is in 2nd, 3rd for Bradders, 4th. It's a fan. And 4th yet to pit. Barcode there in 5th. He's the leader of those that have pitted. Spectre there in 6th. 7th for Solar, 8th for Jewel, 9th for Bullet, 10th for McMoby, 11th Turbo. Let's go back to Darken quickly. Darken, 12th and 13th. What's that? I do like these OTR paints. So him and Anonymous are running the same one. Quickly's in the... I've seen this livery a lot, this blue and white one. Again, nice livery. What time put into that? Let's go up to Turbo. He seems to be catching on to the back of 10th place McMoby. After going off, he's had a good drive, Turbo, I think. Recovered well because he was off on the grass on this corner. Turbo looks like it's all going off in C-Lob a bit. Oh, Turbo's took far too much curb there, and that is what happens. Sometimes you take too much and it catches you out. Caught the tyre wall there. He's picked up any damage. He's not. No, lucky, got away with that. But he's now down in 16th. Let's go and look elsewhere. Bullet in 9th, not too far for Jewel, not far enough. Cars in the pits. Looks like Bradders just leaving the pit lane now. Comes out behind Solar, Jewel, there's Bullet just in front. So Bradders rejoins in 9th. Moby there in 10th behind. So left to pit is still Renault, it's a fan. Carried his back out, got a bit of a gap on Barcode. We'll go up to Bullet in 8th. Oh, just sticks his nose out. Come from a long way back there, Bullet. So we look at the back of Jewel. Let's see what's going on near the back. Turbo, we know if we see go off. 16th, Jonesy just in front still, his red line 13th, Dark and 12th, Anonymous 11th, quickly McMoby, Bradders, see in the background there, we're on board with SVR Bullet as he looks at the back of MRT Jewel. So we're on lap 9 of 11. Renault will probably come in on lap 10. Renault's in now. So fan may go to the last lap. Or second to last even. Carried still got a bit of a lead on Barcode. 50 Spectre on his own really. 6th for Solar, 7th is Jewel just in front here, a red line. And it's just behind in 9th, 10th McMoby. Back to Turbo and Jonesy. Close far last corner, Jonesy just gets a bit of a slide on really. Turbo comes through, bit of a touch. Turbo hang on to pick up 15th. Jonesy won't give this up, he will have the line into turn 1. Contact there and Jonesy spins. I think Turbo feels he may have been pulls of that. It's Jones in the place, which is fair racing. I'm sure They had a pair of them all waiting for each other. Jonesy thought it was his fault, Turbo thought it was his fault, and they both waited for each other. Good sportsmanship though. Back up to 9th, this is McMoby looking at the back of Bradders. Bullet still looking at the back of Jewel. Carried is out just in front of Barcode still. So everyone has pitted. Renault rejoins in 3rd, 4th Inspector, 5th Solar, 6th Jewel, 7th Bullet, 8th Bradders, 9th McMoby, 10th Quickly, 11th Anonymous, 12th is It's a Fan, 13th is Darkham, 14th for Redline. Turbo and Jonesy are sort of playing a little game of let each other win, 15th and 16th. No, but fair play to them. There was contact. I think Turbo felt it was his fault. Jonesy thought it was his fault, so they both ended up waiting for each other and cost themselves about 5 seconds. Carried Barcode, still 1 and 2. Final corner to start the final lap. Barcode seems to get close but can't seem to make a move on Carried. Go further back because there's another good battle for 6th and 7th. Bullet and Jewel. And even a better one behind. Let's go to McMoby and Bradders side by side. There's currently an 8th McMoby in 9th. We'll have inside on McMoby. Might try and switch back here. Might get better drive on Bradders here. On the brakes, can he hold it? And he looks to slip back down the inside. He can't. Bradders, I think, loses the rear end a little bit there. So McMoby gets through for 8th. Let's go up to Bullet and Jewel because they're going out for 6th and 7th. To the lead as well. Barcode, there is a bit of a gap. Jewel's look to go around the outside of Bullets and look to go around the outside of Jewel. Might switch it back. It looks like a big old bit of lag there for Bullet. He had that in the first race, so that's ended up costing him 2 places. That's a shame. Because I think them two would have fought to the end. It's weird, Bullet's car done that last week. It just stops on track. So it's a battle for the lead. Half a lap to go. Carried and Barcode. Will Barcode have one go into the last corner? Over back pretty spaced out. Renault in 3rd, 4th Spectre, 5th Solo at the minute. 6th Jewel ahead of McMoby. Bullet who's lost out through lag. Barcode has gone wide. He might cut back in. Carried has covered that line very well. Carried will hang on. McMoby has got a bit of a run, but he ain't going to have enough. Carried wins. Barcode comes in 2nd, his 3rd place for Renault, 4th for Spectre, 5th for Solar. Let's go back to McMoby in 7th. Jewel crosses the line for 6th, McMoby in 7th, 8th for Bradders, 9th for Bullet. Let's go back to Anonymous in 11th, crosses the line just behind OTR quickly. 12th for It's a Fan, 13th Darkham, 14th Redline. Turbo, let's see, cross the line for 15th. Jonesy a long way back in 16th. Not sure if that car's got damage. Nope, just 2% engine damage. So that is the end of race 1. Bit eventful in places. Look at the how it ended up. Let's see who takes the fastest lap. I think it's Solar with a 202.6, but anyway, results. Carried wins first race in this series and wins race 1. Barcode will come home in 2nd. It's Renault again on debut, finishing in 3rd. Spectre picks up another decent 4th place. Solar 5th, that's the fastest lap of the race. 6th for Jewel, 7th for McMoby. Coming home in 8th is Bradders, 9th for Bullet, 10th place for OTR quickly. Start of a train for OTR cars. 11th anonymous. 12th it's a fan. First race in B lobby, A lobby to be fair. Then Darken just behind. Red line picks up 14th, 15th for Turbo, and 16th last in lobby for Jonesy. Screenshots. That. So with race 1 done, we'll close this stream down and get another stream going for race 2 coming up shortly. Catch you on the other side.